What is up, guys? I have a surprise even to me today. A buddy of mine, Mark Braley, who owns and operates and builds King Hat guitars, he ordered a pedal this week, and he is not going to be able to use it for a couple of weeks. So he wanted me to have the first crack at it, and I'm super excited about this because I sort of talked him into buying it. It is the new PG-14 from JHS. It's Paul Gilbert's signature distortion pedal. I'm not really a super shreddy kind of guy. I'm gonna give it a shot today, but not like Paul Gilbert. But I sort of talked Mark into buying this because the way Paul Gilbert was using it, it sounded kind of like a fuzz face into a cranked Marshall. I mean, it just sounded like it was right up right up Mark's alley, and I kind of talked him into getting it. But I had no idea that I would be the first one of us to get to play it. So I haven't listened to it. Just opened the box. I'm gonna put it into my DeVille just like all the other pedals that I've demo and stuff, and we're just gonna play and see what it sounds like. And I'm excited. Let's get to it. Okay, so I'm shooting it at this angle because I have had a few people say that they wish they could see what I'm playing, which is nice of y'all to say. I'm not that great of a player, but thank you anyways. The thing that's interesting with this pedal, or that I'm really interested in, is that you've got volume and tone, but you also get a mid control, a mid frequency control, and then of course you've got drive, but then you have push. And I'm going to get the manual out so I can kind of read what some of that means. Let's see. Volume is volume. Tone is tone. Right is bright. Left is dark. Drive controls the amount to overdrive. Right is more. Left is less. Push is how hard the input of the circuit is pushed. Essentially, is a powerful preamp hitting the front of the FET amplifier. Okay. Mid controls the gain of the mid frequencies, and mid freak selects the range of the mid frequencies, and that is what Josh from JHS was talking about. The way that Paul Gilbert uses it might sound completely different than how he might use it or how I might use it. So that's really what I'm interested in. So I'm going to start with everything straight up and down. The mid-frequency control ranges from 400 hertz to 7.5 kilohertz. So that's pretty high mid. I'm playing Darth Vader today. This is currently the only guitar that I have with a modern style humbucker in it. I've got the ceramic War Pig in the bridge there. Just the stock S2 pickup there. Might change soon, but so far that's all I've got. Like I said, I'm going straight into the DeVille again. See what it sounds like clean. Sounds like nothing. Let's see. I didn't have my cable plugged into my guitar. That sounds like something that I would do in the middle of a video. Anyways, it sounds like this. Again, this is a neck pickup, stock S2 neck pickup. Got a little bit of reverb on it, and you're probably hearing the concrete floor of my shop out here. I'm in a jacket because I'm in the shop and it's cold. Anyways, that's clean. Let's turn it on. Let's put it on the bridge pickup. sounds fuzzy. I guess where I should start is let's find unity volume, I guess. It's pretty close. Straight up and down is pretty close. Let's try a tone. I'm gonna kind of fly through the basic controls because I want to get to the other stuff. Tone. Let's come up just slightly. It's all the way bright. It's not super bright. That's all the way dark. I probably would like it about there. All right. So let's try the mid frequency. Let's push it up a little bit first and see if that makes any difference. Alright, so that's scooping it. Let's try pushing it, seeing where it goes. Subtle. Let's try pushing it all the way up. There we go. Now I'm hearing it. Up some. That's really nasally there. I kind of like it here. Maybe I don't. Maybe I like it here. cutting. Pull it down like that. Pull it all the way up. Ooh. That ties into the gain. That's almost like a Velcro kind of fuzz. It's kind of... It's fuzzy. Let's try. I guess what it's doing is taking all the low end out of the war pig here, because it's not, when you push it up, when you put it up in the higher frequencies, it's getting some of that gain back. So I guess it's just, that's how it's working with this particular pickup. Cool sound. Might sound better into a cranked amp. Let's try, I was kind of liking it here. Like this. It's really cool. Okay, so I guess now what we should do is maybe pull the push off and just play with the drive, see what difference that makes. Ooh, makes a lot of difference. Okay, so back where we had it. A little further. Wow, it's really overloading there. Like a fuzz. Wow, it's actually cutting out. That's really cool. Okay, well, man, there's so many ways you could do this. Oh, let me think. Let's put the push right back straight up and down and see what the drive sounds like. Come down. itself again. Let's pull the push down. Wow, okay, so that's caving in on itself again. Let me pull the mids back. Again, that should be neither cutting nor boosting. Okay, so maxing out the drive or the push kind of makes it sound like it's, I mean, just stupid. That pick attack is insane. So let me go back to kind of where I liked it before, straight up and down, with everything straight up and down, and I'm going to find out where my threshold is for these two. So that was the mids boosted a little bit there at whatever setting that is, then the volume and the tone there. So we'll go right back to that. This Warpig is a dark pickup, but it's very, very clear. I can always hear every note that's coming out of it. I'm going to replace that with another bare knuckle soon. If y'all have any suggestions, let me know. I've been looking at the Mule and the VH2 and the Emerald and all kinds of stuff. If you have any suggestions, let me know. But that's not the point of this. I'm going to play with the drive and the push knobs and see what I can figure out. Okay, so let's try pushing a little bit more. A little bit more. I don't know where to go. Maybe a little less push and a little more drive. I feel like the push is the whole point of this, though. So let's try. Let's pull the drive back some then. Let's pull it at about 10 o'clock. Move the push up. Told you I'd give it a shot. Okay, now that I like that. Okay, I'm going to push the mid just a little bit more. It's too much. It's too much. That's pushing it again. So let's push the mids up a little bit more where it was too much there, and let's pull the push back. Now that's fuzzy, that's kind of nasally, like almost octavey. I'm going to pull this, let's pull it down, the mid frequency, let's pull it down just a little bit first. Down further. Let's go back up. Up a little more. I don't know, that high up it's so nasally, I don't really like it. But down here, these lower ones, it just sounds like a really cool fuzz face into an amp that's already cranking. I don't know, the mid and the drive and the push, it's hard to tell the difference between moving the push knob up and pulling. It seems like it's smoother. It seems like it's creamier sounding. With the push high and the drive low, but the mid comes into that too, the mid push. I'm gonna go back a little bit more. I'm gonna pull the push back and push the drive up. That just sounds like a great distortion. That just sounds like a really good distortion with a lot of mids. A lot of mids. That's just driving hard. With the drive higher up and the push lower down, it's just a great distortion pedal. But that, I think Mark, the King Hat Guitars guy, I think he is gonna like it like this, with the drive lower and the push higher, because that just sounds like a screaming fuzz. This pedal is killer. This thing is great. I love that sound. I mean, you could do the other just regular distortions. You know, we heard that, but that is killer. That push sound. That's one of the things that they were talking about on the video with that Josh Scott did interviewing Paul Gilbert, as he talked about this push sound into a crank amp sound and how hard that is to get without actually doing that. And that reminds me of Jimi Hendrix. That reminds me of Robin Trower. It reminds me of Eric Johnson, if I could play any of that. But these are all working together. The mid is pushing, I would guess it would be pushing into the drive section. I don't know that, but that's just how it's reacting. Man, that's super cool. That's super cool. I would imagine that mid freak knob would be really dependent on the guitar. I like it right there for this particular one. That the War Pig is a dark pickup, but it's, man, that just sounds really good. So tell me what you guys think about it. I think that Mark is really going to love that. I think that's going to do that cranked crazy Marshall setting that I know he really likes. And it's just so cool looking. Like, it's just cool. It's got the 80s style sneaker and the logo on it there. These are the settings I was using towards the end of it. Like I said, the drive is for that push sound. The drive is kind of low and the push is high, and the mid is push too. The other stuff was just kind of all to taste. That may be kind of out of focus. That's a little better right there. But yeah, those are all the settings I was using there, but I had them all over the place looking for, I mean, it was all great usable sounds. It was just trying to figure out how I wanted to use it. That's another one. In that interview with Paul Gilbert, Josh said that he would use this pedal very differently. And depending on those two middle knobs, the sound would be very different. And depending on the two black knobs, the feel and the way it caves in on itself could be very different. But it sounds killer. So I'm glad that I got to give it a test run for Mark, and hopefully he likes it as much as I do. Anyways, this is the JHS Paul Gilbert PG-14. Y'all go check one of these out, and go check out King Hat Guitars, and see you next time. I'm Cody.